Next part of this conversation
Yeah.
came from a little tidbit in the Mike Florio article. He was the one that first reported on these new allegations. See, if you want to take this full real quick, I'm going to read you word for word from Mike Florio's article in Pro Football Talk yesterday. But he said, quote, "The new case raises plenty of issues from the standpoint of the league and the Browns. It's possible that Watson could be subject to further scrutiny under the personal conduct policy. It's also possible that a suspension, if one is imposed, could give the Browns a path toward voiding his remaining salary guarantees and ending the relationship."
The language in the contract, and somebody posted it yesterday, is a little confusing.
We have it. I'll post it.
Yeah.
It's confusing. You could read it if you want. If you don't want
I'm
to,
not
but
sure,
this is what it
but
says.
Do we all agree that if the Browns could get out of his contract today, they would, or no?
See, this is the thing. If this is true,
Yeah.
yes. If not, I don't know. I feel like they kind of ride it out because they've shown that they've been behind him this entire time. So I feel like
they've been behind people the entire time until they're not.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's not just the Browns. That's every team in the NFL.
If you're Andrew Berry right now,
I don't know.
you don't know the truth.
Wow.
You don't know the truth.
I think
You
you
don't-
watch that game on Sunday and you watch what you've seen so far, and you're sitting there thinking, I know you don't want it to be true.
Yeah.
But like from a team standpoint, you're probably thinking, if this is true, can we get out of it?
That would, yeah.
I mean,
That's just
and by the way,
business,
it would be irresponsible for them not to.
Yeah.
Consider
that's
all
a smart business.
all aspects of it.
If he did it, like I'm saying, like if you did it, you looking at jail
be-
time.
Yeah, I'm about to say he going to jail.
Like that's easy money. Now listen, I will give it shout out to you, Buzbee. You are.
I don't know that he can go to jail at this point in time.
Well, maybe it's a statute of limitation.
I
Maybe
believe
I think there is on rape. I guess it depends
in
on
Texas,
the state.
hold on, I actually have this information.
They talked
In
about
Texas,
this before. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, up to 5 years if it's sexual assault.
Okay.
And
So it's not been 5
in
years.
Texas, and I don't know the exact
Texas
language
is
on it,
a
but
bad
rape
system.
and sexual assault fall in the same category.
I don't
So,
know why there'd be a statute of limitations
Yeah.
on rape.
Aren't
But
we sort of
5
pushing
years,
5 years
This
though?
falls into the
Yeah,
5
I
years.
think
It was
this is
October of 2020, so we're about
October
4
2020,
years.
yeah.
Okay.
So shout out to listen, whoever. Hey, Buzbee is a great lawyer.
He is.
He is great.
No, he is.
You don't think that he sat there? He said, "Man, you playing like you know what? This
Drop it.
we dropping that boy. We got that boy in the tuck. So now we gonna give you a legal out too. Listen, hey man,
That was like Disney dropping DirecTV the weekend of college football in the U.S. Open.
right. Wow.
There was a reason for that.
They hit that button so quick. He said, listen, it was all quiet on the Western Front. He was trying to find an angle. See, everybody was waiting, trying to move the football, right? Football people that talk about football really just want to talk about football, right? He just put this right back in the news cycle, and now it puts pressure on people. Now it's like, hey, man, you got another case. Hey, and to be honest with you, these things linger over your entire life. So if you're the Cleveland Browns, obviously they're a business. They're very smart individuals. If this is true, obviously they're going to move in a way to get themselves in the best financial situation to clear themselves of any situation, any allegation, all that.
The thing is, that, I mean, they kind of moved in that way anyways. I mean, they got a quarterback that's behind him that if he goes out there, they can still get things done. So I'm not saying that they knew that this was a thing. I mean, they learned from last year's mistake of not having one. But if they really, truly didn't want to be in his camp anymore and they wanted to get off of the DY, like, they could justifiably move to Jameis, and people aren't going to be too upset about that.
I'd be interested to find like somebody to go over that contract with a fine tooth.
What that?
Like,
Deshaun's contract?
Is there a poison pill or a kill button?
There
in that
is.
contract?
Hey, do you want me to read it?
Read it,
It's,
read
it's
it, Mike.
confusing, Steve.
Yeah,
Take
yeah,
it
yeah.
full so I can. But this is word for word. Florio dug this up from the Browns contract with Deshaun Watson. It's small, but this is exactly word for word from the contract. Quote, player hereby represents and warrants, except as otherwise disclosed to club in writing, as of the date hereof, that 1, player has not been charged with, indicted for, convicted of, or pled no contendere to any felony and or misdemeanor involving fraud or moral turpitude. 2, player has not engaged in conduct which could subject him to a charge, indictment, or conviction of any such offense. And 3, no circumstances exist that would prevent players' continuing availability to the club for the duration of his contract, which, in simplified terms, G, means if the NFL suspends him for charges or accusations or whatever that was not tied to the initial suspension.
Which this doesn't appear to be.
This does not appear to be. The Browns
But does it say
could,
they can get out of his contract? Doesn't say that in there.
to my just from reading and my
Breach of
understanding of this.
contract, ain't it?
Yeah, it'd be a breach. If he gets suspended for a separate offense, they can make him a post-June 1st cut at the end of this season and get out of the final 2 years.
Both
they paid
of
him
those-
this year.
Yeah.
They could get out of the final 2 years if he gets suspended by the league for this situation if it's not considered
All right.
related to the first.
Let me ask a quick question here. No on the fence. We don't do fence riders here. Yes or no?
Yes, we do.
Well, we do fence riders. Don't pick an answer. Yes or no? You're Andrew Berry. You're in charge of this team. You know as much as we know right now.
Oh my goodness.
Could be true, could be untrue. But you could get out of his contract today. Would you do it?
I plead the fifth.
Oh, no. Let's go. Come on.
Don't hurt
Come
yourself.
on,
now.
Tyvus. Would you get out of it today?
I plead the
Oh,
fifth.
my God. You know,
He works for the Browns.
pleading the fifth means you're not incriminating yourself. You're afraid to incriminate yourself?
Hey, Tyvus, hey, kid, stay employed over
I
there.
have to say,
All right, Dustin.
I plead
I'm
the
no
fifth.
longer employed by the Browns.
Right, there you go.
Y'all is crazy.
No, it's there's more than just a black and white answer in this case. I mean, it obviously it seems like because he didn't play well on Sunday and the last several games have been like not good enough to win in this league and certainly win in the playoffs. So the answer today is yes. Obviously, you would like to get out of that contract, but the reality is it's probably too soon to have that conversation. We all live in the moment.
Yeah.
You know me more than anybody. I'm prisoner of the moment, have been for a long time, and I acknowledge that. But even though today it seems like we would rather move on from him, it's still too early. I don't think you can move on from him after one poor performance and not knowing exactly what's going on. And also you're trying to find a new offense with this new offensive coordinator. There's going to be some bumps in the road along the way.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Stefanski will have more of an impact on the offense going forward after he looks back and sees what they tried to do against Dallas and how it didn't work. So the answer is a little bit in between. You know, I can't definitively tell you, but it's not. It's not.
No.
It's not fence riding.
I thought that answer was very
It
well
actually
done.
was a good answer.
Very
It
well
actually was a
done.
very good answer. All right, go ahead, G.
Listen, I love his answer so much, I'm going to steal half of it. Look, I'm the Duke of knee jerk. No one's emotional as me. Like, I'm emotional tomorrow, man. I'm still thinking about a college football game that I lost on a game yesterday. Like, right now, like, petty as hell.
Who you lose to?
Who you lose?
Oh, man, I'm lost to this dude in my dynasty. He had Cal, I had SMU, man. We second year, bro. My corners is out here playing cover 3 match. They can't play match
Cal
coverage.
tore it up, man.
Man. But I tell you what, back to no. You are, at the end of the day, you are allegations in a bad football game. And you talk about cutting bait. First of all, the Players Association would have a heart. They would lose their mind about something like that. Second of all, at the end of the day, you owe 17 weeks. I just appeal to you. Some people out here would think that the Browns gave up on Baker Mayfield too quick. Some people would say they gave up on him when he had his shoulder hurt. Now, guess what? Baker looks like he's good. The Cleveland Browns seem to give up on people very quickly. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that I was one of those guys that thought they gave up too quickly. But here's the thing. When you get this dude and you paid all your draft picks and all them picks and all that money, he got to at least get 17 games. That's the only goal. If he goes out there in 17 games and he don't perform well and it just don't work, then you can all with a good conscience, we're going to find another contingency
Yeah, but then
plan.
you still owe him the money.
That's what you signed up for.
I hear you.
Not if he gets suspended.
All right, to me, this is a no-brainer. I think everybody makes some good points, except for Tyvus, who just pleaded the fifth.
But, remember, he's not a member of the media.
Right.
That's true.
Listen,
Let me tell you something.
I agree with what Dustin said.
Yeah, what Dustin said makes sense.
And Dustin still didn't
It
give an
is
answer.
too fast.
I
It
gave,
is too
I gave
fast.
a couple of great answers, I thought.
You didn't
It
say
is
yes
too
or
fast.
no, though.
However,
I said yes today.
If I have to make a choice now, I would get rid of him if I could get out of the money, because even though it is too soon, I grant you that. The track record in Cleveland is so poor that I think because I could get out of so much money. I think at this point it's more likely than not he's not going to turn it around. That I would get out of it if I could. I don't think they're going to be able to, but I would.
I would also like to see you a week from today
Yeah.
if he tears it up against Jacksonville. Because
That's another thing, yeah.
the information will change dramatically. And your opinions, I think, will change dramatically.
I'm
All
happy-
of us will change dramatically what
I'm
we think about this
happy
team.
to have to deal with that.
So I think we all
We
should
haven't
be.
seen him tear it up like he did.
Like
in
really
Houston.
ever. Like he
Not
has
once.
not been Houston Watson since he's been in Cleveland.
No.
And that's what's so concerning because it doesn't look even close. Not just like his mechanics or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
He looks like he's lost a step.
We got.
I will say that too.
We'll get to more into
I'll say
that
that.
coming up in just a little bit.